Well, hey, Andy.
Hey, Dad.
Here we are now for season 2 of Timeless.
Yes.
This is going to be an interesting one.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this season goes.
Me too.
And it might surprise us if this episode is any indication, because it didn't quite do what I thought maybe it would.
Yeah, I think we have some things to discuss about this episode.
Yeah.
Well, anything new that you want to pass along before we jump into it?
We've been trying to catch up on Matlock, and
yeah,
that's been pretty fun. I hope that they make some progress soon with kind of the overarching story.
Well, I won't tell you.
I feel like that's another one where it's just going to get kind of dragged on and on. But I don't know. It does seem to be continuing to get sort of more risky and more complicated. We just saw the one where her sister shows up.
Okay.
That's kind of fun. But yeah, that's kind of been the main
thing.
Yeah.
Well, we just this evening finished the first season on Netflix of Dark Winds.
I started that. I just got the first episode. Yeah. What did you think?
I liked it. I know there was another version back in the 70s.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Or 90s. I just know that there was another version before, but this one was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That
yeah,
and
I'm curious.
What else? What else are we watching? That's the main thing. Just nothing special other than that.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess we may as well get started with this episode of Timeless. Yeah. And this one is episode 201. It's the war to end all wars. We start in France on September 14th, 1918, during a battle in World War I. We see an injured Captain Albright lying in the battlefield surrounded by dead soldiers. He reaches over and takes a small pouch from under a body. He opens it and takes out a cell phone. At Mason Industries, Wyatt and Rufus are waiting in the lifeboat. They're waiting for Lucy so they can make a trip back to restore Lucy's sister. At Lucy's house, there appears to have been a struggle. Things are knocked onto the floor along with Lucy's purse and cell phone, and Lucy is gone. Back at the lifeboat, Wyatt looks out and he spots an explosive device. Suddenly, there's an explosion in Mason Industries.
It's now 6 weeks later at a decommissioned nuclear bunker. There's a placard on the wall that says 565 Strategic Missile Squadron and lettering that reads 303rd Logistical Studies Unit of the Army. It's quite old looking and obviously abandoned. We see Wyatt taking a shower and shaving. He is angry and punches a mirror. Gia comes in and asks if he's all right. After dressing, Wyatt tries to open a door to leave, but he's locked in. Then he goes to where Rufus is working on repairing the lifeboat. He takes a grinder to try to cut open the door, but Agent Christopher enters. She assures Wyatt that they are doing everything they can to locate Lucy, and she says the only way Wyatt is leaving the bunker is in the time machine. Connor Mason is also in the bunker. Agent Christopher reminds Wyatt that Mason lost 22 employees, his company, and his fortune in the explosion. Wyatt tells Agent Christopher that Lucy is not dead. He believes that Rittenhouse has her.
Because Lucy is not dead. Rittenhouse has her.
Wyatt, look, I think you need to prepare yourself for the possibility that
Lucy's father was a member of Rittenhouse. They're not trying to kill her. He was trying to recruit her.
I hope you're right.
I am right. Lucy's alive. And as soon as I get out of this damn pit, I'm going to find her.
Now we see a newspaper with a story about the explosion at Mason Industries, and Lucy's getting dressed in clothing from World War I. Her mother, Carol, comes into the room, also in period clothing. Next, the mothership appears on the battlefield. Lucy, Carol, Emma, and a Rittenhouse guy get out. At an abandoned house in the area, they're waiting for someone to show up. Emma says they've been there 2 days. When Lucy asks who they're waiting for, Carol says his name is Nicholas Keynes. She also tells Lucy that this is a chance to prove her loyalty. Then all her questions will be answered. A soldier appears carrying a wounded companion. Carol says they're there to save the wounded soldier's life. In the bunker, the lifeboat is repaired, and Gia says the mothership is in 1918 in France. Wyatt and Rufus take off in the lifeboat. Wyatt says they're going to bring Lucy home.
Back in 1918, Emma and Carol are working on the wounded soldier. They tell Lucy to get the other soldier out of the room. However, he sees Emma and Carol using a portable defibrillator on the soldier. The other soldier panics and Emma shoots him in the leg. Then she hands Lucy the soldier's rifle and tells her to kill him. Lucy takes the rifle and shoots the other soldier. Emma says the wounded soldier is full of shrapnel and can't take it out without an X-ray. Carol and Lucy go to a field hospital and meet Irene Curie, the daughter of Marie Curie. When Lucy and Carol, along with Marie and Irene Curie, start back to the house, Lucy fakes a cough and says she needs water. But she enters a tent with weapons and picks up a couple of hand grenades. Suddenly, she is grabbed from behind. It is Wyatt and Rufus. She tells them her plan was to kill Carol, Emma, and the wounded soldier and destroy the mothership. She gives them a grenade and tells them where the mothership is.
No, this is for the mothership, which you guys can take care of now. Okay, it's about 3 miles from here, near an abandoned farmhouse up the road, okay?
Wait, hold on. Let me get this straight. You were going to kill a soldier and blow up the mothership.
I thought you were dead.
How are you going to get home?
I wasn't.
In the bunker, Connor Mason is looking at video footage of the explosion at Mason Industries when Gia enters and says she could use his help getting things online. While they're talking, Gia suddenly passes out. When she comes to, Mason says that was the second time that day. Back at the abandoned house in France, Madame Curie has set up the portable X-ray machine over the wounded soldier. When they check the X-ray, Marie Curie says something is wrong. The image is blurry. She sends Irene and Lucy out to their truck to check the battery. Meanwhile, Wyatt and Rufus are trying to steal a truck when Captain Albright appears, arrests them, and takes them into a tent where the Rittenhouse guy is. A fight breaks out, and Wyatt ends up killing Captain Albright. Then he spots the cell phone that Albright had been carrying. Back at the house, Marie Curie tells them that the image is still blurry, and there must be some sort of interference. But Emma says the X-ray is good enough and goes back in to operate on the soldier.
In the car they stole, Rufus points out that Wyatt is obviously in love with Lucy.
Look, you spent the last 6 weeks worried about the woman you love. I think you'd understand. What? Lucy! Oh, you idiot! You're in love with Lucy. Just admit it.
And Wyatt wonders what Albright was doing with a cell phone in 1918.
I can't call, can't text, can't email. What is this guy doing with this thing in 1918?
I don't know. Porn, probably. Obviously.
They all knew him. They answered to him. I mean, how does a Rittenhouse agent become a captain in World War I?
It'd take more than 2 days to gain that kind of trust.
It's like he rose his way through the ranks. How long has this guy been here?
At the house, Emma says the soldier is stable. Then she and Carol step outside. Lucy goes into the soldier and grabs a pillow. She is about to smother him when Carol comes in. Then Emma says it's time to go. They are going to take Nicholas Keynes to the present with them. In the car, Wyatt says the phone has a document in it about what Rittenhouse intends to do with the time machine and that it was written in 1910. And then the car runs out of gas.
At the mothership, Lucy, Carol, Emma, and the wounded soldier are approached by Marie and Irene Curie. They say the ship is the source of the interference. Emma pulls out her gun to shoot the Curies. Carol orders Emma to put the gun down. As she lowers the gun, Lucy jumps in front of the Curies. Emma says she has authorization to kill Lucy, too. And she shows Carol the hand grenades she found in Lucy's bag.
What was this for? I found it in her bag. She picked it up at the field hospital. I think she was going to bring it on board the mothership to blow it up, and all of us with it.
Just as she goes to shoot Lucy, Wyatt and Rufus show up. Marie and Irene Curie run away. Wyatt threatens to shoot the soldier unless they release Lucy. Before Carol, Emma, and the soldier leave in the mothership, Emma tells Lucy that she'll never get her sister back.
You're never going to get what you really want. What's that? I took a few trips of my own in the mothership. What trips? Trips to make certain that no matter what you do, no matter where you go, your precious sister, the one who disappeared from history, she's never coming back. No! No!
Lucy, Wyatt, and Rufus use the lifeboat to return to the bunker. Lucy tells Wyatt she killed a man and that she was ready to blow up the mothership with herself and her mother in it. Lucy starts to cry and tells Wyatt she has lost everything, but Wyatt says she hasn't lost him. Just then, Gia tells them they have to see something. Connor and Gia have tracked the mothership to multiple locations. When Agent Christopher wonders why, Wyatt says they were activating sleeper cells.
So why did they visit so many places?
Sleeper cells.
What?
Think about it. The captain we met in 1918, he worked his way up through the ranks. Emma, she'd been in the late 1800s for what, like 10 years? Maybe they're playing a long game here. I mean, what if they've already planted who knows how many agents in history? What if they're all just biding their time? Living regular lives, just waiting to be activated.
Lucy asks about Nicholas Keynes, the soldier they saved and brought to the present. Wyatt says the plans, a manifesto, on the phone was written by Nicholas Keynes. Then we see Nicholas Keynes wake up in bed. Carol tells him that he's with Rittenhouse in 2018 and that she is his granddaughter. In the bunker, Rufus says they printed out the manifesto but can't figure it out. Agent Christopher says there is someone who might know what it means. She goes to a prison cell, and there's Garcia Flynn. He says he will only talk to Lucy. Roll credits. And the next episode is the Darlington 500.
Interesting start to the second season.
Yeah, it was really, it was weird seeing that soldier, back in the past, suddenly pull out a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
But you're kind of wondering, like, what the heck is he going to do with a cell phone? Obviously can't make any calls back then. But,
no.
There must be something on it that is important. And obviously he's not from around here.
And how do you charge the thing?
That's a good question too.
But he had it, so.
Yeah. It was really, I felt like this episode, I don't know, it's kind of off to a bang, so to speak. Everything literally blew up right at the beginning. And so it kind of felt like, oh, they're really Connor Mason Industry is just destroyed. So it was just, I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to kind of start off with really everything getting destroyed. They're down in a bunker.
Right.
It's kind of a mess right at the very beginning.
It is a mess. And you wonder what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
So, well, tell me, any particular other thoughts you had on this episode? Anything you noticed that you want to talk about?
It took a while to kind of figure out, like, wait, what the heck is going on? Why Lucy is time traveling with her mother. It seems like, okay, some time has gone by. Why is Lucy with her mom? And they seem to be getting along okay.
Yeah, we know 6 weeks went by.
Okay, yeah.
Because from the time of the explosion to when we go to the bunker, it's 6 weeks later.
Yeah. It was interesting hearing Lucy's mom. I wrote down a couple lines that she said at one point. We're here together like I always hoped, which was kind of a strange thing to hear her say. And obviously, Lucy spent her whole life not having any clue that her mother was part of Rittenhouse, and then
right,
here this is just something that her mom always hoped for.
Well, you would think Mom would have told her a long time ago. Oh, wait a minute, Mom was laying in bed dying.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe, But and then it was this trip that they were on. Mom had mentioned this is a trip to it's a test to prove your loyalty.
Yeah.
I felt really bad that she got put in that position that Lucy did of having to shoot that soldier. It was just so horrible.
Yeah. I had a thought on that. And the fact that Lucy, she really felt bad. And I thought, well, now when you think about it, all three of our main characters have killed somebody. Of course, Wyatt, being Delta Force military, that was his assignment in the first place. He was supposed to kill Garcia Flynn. So Wyatt's no stranger to killing somebody.
Yeah.
But then Rufus killed someone at NASA. And now Lucy has killed someone. So there's kind of a common thread there between the three of them.
Yeah, except that I feel like Lucy was the only one who was sort of just killed an innocent person,
Exactly.
Wyatt's there to, take out a bad guy.
In essence, Wyatt is there to kill people.
Yeah. Yeah. But I felt so bad for it. And initially I really didn't like that moment. I was kind of like, annoyed at the writers for putting that moment in there. And, she made that decision. But then by the end of the episode, I kind of got more on board with her making that decision. I mean, not that it was a good decision, but it made more sense of her reasoning for it. The fact that she really thought that she had kind of lost everything, that there was no one, she thought that Wyatt was gone, Rufus was gone. I think she thought everyone at Mason Industries was gone, and that it was just, and her plan was just like, well, I'm going to take us out. And it was kind of a kamikaze thing. I'm just going to destroy us and the mothership with it.
Right. Yeah.
So,
what else
knowing that was, but knowing that was her mentality, kind of taking out that soldier, I don't know, it kind of made a bit more sense, but it's still just
was not. Yeah. It kind of wasn't. That's not Lucy.
Yeah. And then was it her mom that said, Lucy, are you okay? After that happened?
I think
her mom
so.
Asked her that.
Yeah.
I just thought, what a stupid question. That is the dumbest question to ask somebody after that. But
yeah. Anything else you wanted to comment on?
I mean, it was interesting. Marie Curie. I didn't even really realize the history of the X-ray, and that was the thing that they used then, had that like portable X-ray machine. It was just kind of cool.
That was cool.
That. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. Did you have any other thoughts?
Oh, I had a few thoughts. The first thing is this show. It has taken on, if this is how the second season's going, there's a bit of a different feel to it. It doesn't, I can't describe it, but it doesn't feel like it did in the first season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I had that same impression.
Something.
And it almost feels like they wanted to just kind of wipe the slate clean and just do something different. And so they literally did. They just kind of blew everything up and are just doing something different.
How did you like Rufus doing his family-friendly swearing?
Wait, which part?
Near the beginning when he's trying to fix the lifeboat, and
I feel like I noticed that, but I can't remember what he said now.
I don't.
feel like
I don't
that moment stood out to me. Yeah,
I don't remember the exact words, but that was pretty good. It reminded me of like the Flintstones.
Yeah,
whenever Fred Flintstone would get mad, he'd just go ragga fragga ragga
Yeah.
So it's family-friendly swearing that he did.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. I do remember that moment kind of standing out, but I just can't remember what he said exactly. Wasn't there a moment when I feel like Wyatt could have taken out the mother and Emma? Wasn't there a moment like that when he could have? And I'm like, why didn't he just do that?
I don't know.
They're clearly
because he snuck up when he and Rufus showed up outside the mothership. Wyatt could have easily, because he came up behind him, He could have easily killed the mother and Emma right then and there.
Yeah.
He could, but he didn't. He just threatened to kill the wounded soldier instead.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
Of
course we're...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I still think, like I said last time, I still think with all this business going on with Gia, that she is kind of the key to getting things put right. There's still something going on with her, and it's going to be more what? Well, like I said, it's going to be more key to what happens.
That's a really good point. Yeah, I think you're probably right that she's going to turn out to be, some key to actually setting things right, rather than just them having to kind of fix whatever is wrong with her. It'll
right.
I don't know. She'll be present in both both times at once or something, and be able to kind of fix things for some reason.
Now, if Lucy had killed that Nicholas Keynes, my first thought was, well, because her mother was his granddaughter, would that eliminate Carol and would eliminate Lucy? But then I remember that when he was being first, when he first came in and they were treating him, he mentioned his little girl. So,
he already had
a child. Yeah. So that wouldn't have made a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
And of course, we end with them going and finding Flynn, and they're going to need to like team up with Flynn, which is kind of always, I don't know. I feel like what we kind of always suspected is that they would kind of officially team up at some point.
They still got to get Flynn back in with the group somehow.
Yeah,
and we still have the whole line of Lucy's journal. Okay, a question. If they were going to take that soldier back with them in the mothership, okay, that would have been Carol, Lucy, Emma, and the soldier. So does that mean that the mothership can safely carry more than 3 people? Because the lifeboat, that's what happened to Gia, was being the 4th person in the lifeboat.
That's a good question. It must be able to, I guess.
Yeah, it must be able to do that better, yeah.
Yeah, it's got upgrades.
Okay, Connor said at the end that the mothership had been to 10 different places. And guess what? We have 10 episodes left.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we're going to go search for every sleeper agent?
Okay. So is that, I guess that's the idea of they've, gone to these 10 places and set up sleeper agents.
So Flynn was trying to take down Rittenhouse all at once, but now the emphasis is going to be go through and take out all the sleeper cells. But, placing a sleeper agent in history, well, it means when you return to the present, whatever they were going to do, they've done it already. Game over.
That's a really good point. Right.
It's that whole time travel business we've been talking about ever since this began.
Yeah, it's once they're there, it's done.
Yeah.
And if they succeeded, they succeeded, and
But it still makes for an interesting story.
Yeah.
But I'm still not sure how taking out these sleeper cells will affect, will keep things like they're supposed to be. How much difference it's going to make.
Yeah.
I guess
if we get a little more clarity on exactly what Rittenhouse's strategy is, not just, I feel like it's kind of been vague this whole time. You know what I mean? It's a little bit just like they're messing things up. They're ruining history, but a little unclear exactly how and why. And
okay, one other thing.
Understand that better.
One other thing. Our heroes have a copy of the Rittenhouse Manifesto written by Nicholas Keynes.
Yeah.
How detailed is that? Does that say, put a guy in World War I so that he can be a captain and he can, whatever that captain Was it Albright? Whatever he's supposed to do. Put somebody in 19 whatever and somebody else in another place. Is the manifesto that detailed? Is it actually their step-by-step plan?
Or is it more
it
just their philosophy or their
what is
purpose?
that?
Or is it actually, are there plans there?
Because if there were plans, and I thought one of them used the word plans, then they should be able to just use that to take the lifeboat and jump through history preemptively.
Yeah, that's a good point. What did they say about they couldn't read it or something? I can't remember.
Yeah, there was something that they couldn't decipher it, or they couldn't figure out what it meant. So it must not be a step by step, but there's something there that Flynn knows about.
Oh, right. Yeah, he's the key to deciphering the manifest.
Yeah. So they got to get Flynn back on board.
Right. Yeah, so they'll team up. So I'm assuming in the next episode, he'll be teaming up with them. And
hope so.
Yep.
Anyway, that was the first episode of season 2. And the next one you said was the Darlington 500.
Yeah.
Which
what is that? Is that a race?
Sounds like a race to me.
Yeah, I have no idea. Sounds like a race.
A car race. So I guess we'll find out next time.
What rating would you give this episode? I feel like it's still kind of the same for me.
It's still in the same. This one might be an 8 because we have a little more information. I don't think the episode was that great itself, but it gave us more information on what needs to be going on. Or do you know what I mean? We got more bits and pieces to put together.
Yeah, that makes sense. I really did like that they just kind of blew everything up at the beginning, and just kind of went in a sort of an unexpected direction. I'm going to go like 7.5, I think. But
let's reset everything by blowing it up.
Yeah.
And we know by the end of the series we're going to have a Lucy and Wyatt get together.
Yep.
I mean, Rufus knows it, and we talked about it during the first season. They're going to be a couple.
It's inevitable. Yep.
Okay, we don't know though if Flynn will ever get his family back because Rittenhouse killed him.
Right.
But now
I'm curious to see how he's gonna end up. I kind of hope. I kind of hope he has a satisfying conclusion.
That would be nice. We know though that Wyatt is not going to get his wife back because that had nothing to do with Rittenhouse, as far as we know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see.
Okay.
Or maybe he will. That he'll be torn between Lucy and his wife. What will he do?
Gosh. Let's not go there yet.
We'll see.
Okay. I guess that's it.
Okay. We'll see you for the next one.
Next time.
Yeah.
All righty.
Okay. Bye, Dad.
That wraps up this episode. Join us again next time here in the TV Lounge.